What happened?
She pooped and I didn't bring wipes. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the mother of the year. Oh, should reach for that sharp knife. Has to use it. My name is Jess, so good to have you here. We're gonna do a baby 101 video, so stay tuned. Good job, baby. With your bread, we're gonna eat, and we're gonna show them how you eat, okay? Grapes! Yay! What should we do? Can we do some Cheerios? Cheerios too? There you go. Okay, you just show us what you do. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. So good to have you here. This is going to be a baby 101 style video about baby feeding. I have made one of these before with Wilson when he was, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 months old. And now Jules is here and she is confusing me with her age. She's born prematurely, so I think she's around 8 months old, developmentally or really. Anyway, she's a baby and she loves to eat. Are you okay? If you choke on camera, I'm gonna have to show them what we do. Okay, she loves to eat and we're gonna talk to you all about how we did food with her. If you want more of my family, don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at Jess_Hover, and I'll tell you the rest of the spiel at the end of this because she's doing good eating. So food, we started Jules with food around, I don't know, 5 or 6 months old. She was super interested in food. What I want to tell you is that now that I've had 3 kids, I feel really confident that every kid is different and some kids just really like to eat more than other kids. At the same time, Eloise was my worst eater as a baby. She did not seem very interested in food, but I would say I was the worst with her out of all 3 kids about offering her food. It was pretty shallow. I just thought it was gross. The mess that happens with food, I don't like it. I think it's yucky to clean up. So with Eloise, she didn't seem interested in food. And I was like, fine, that's helpful. You can just nurse and we'll move on. With Wilson, he was super interested in food early, maybe because he was watching Eloise. And then Jules, same thing. And she has by far been our best eater, loves everything. And I'm much more relaxed than I was with the other kids about letting her try things. When she eats stuff like grapes, for example, grapes you can choke on very, very easily if you are a little child, right? It's grapes and nut butters and hot dogs. Well, baby shouldn't have nut butters, but my sister's a nurse and she said young kids choke on things with peanut butter or almond butter in them because it's so gooey. I dropped your grape on the ground. And then hot dogs are also easy to choke on. So you cut those things really small. Anything that she could choke on, I cut them very small. Cheerios, she likes, they're easy to go ahead and eat. Let's see, with Jules, the first foods we started her with. I started her with purees, for example. When they're little, you want some of this? You start them, this girl eats everything. You start them with one ingredient. Thank you. You start them with one ingredient at a time. So then you can tell if they're allergic to anything. You know what's funny? I fed her at home before coming here. She's eating as if she hasn't eaten, but she just ate like 20 minutes ago. That's funny. Baby cereals are often easy to start with, like oatmeal, rice cereal. Though I'm saying this and people are going to come at me and say that's not correct. It's because people have super strong opinions on feeding. And I'm openly gonna tell you, I don't know that much about it. All I know is that I have 3 kids and I feed them. Sometimes not very well. I just put mango in her ear. Kids, and I feed them. Noodles, no, we went from like baby cereal and purees to soft things. I handed her a banana, handed her avocado. I like to hand her things. Anything I can hand her and then step away for a second makes my life a lot easier because I have 2 other kids. This morning, she ate a frozen waffle, a frozen Eggo waffle, and loved it. They can't have the lids. They'll choke. You can have toast actually, with puree on it.
Those lids are actually made that way so they can't choke on them. Oh, you have the holes.
So that they won't choke.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you won't choke. I'll show you what I do when she chokes because we've had a few moments, not like super freaky ones, but definitely moments where she swallowed a piece that was too big. There are timelines. We'll post a screenshot of one right now of recommended foods at different times. She does eat meat. We tried different meats at different times. I keep it really plain. There's certain foods they can't have and I get confused as to what they are. I know babies can't have honey. When Eloise was a baby, they weren't allowed to have strawberries, but she can have strawberries. A couple of my kids have had dairy allergies as really young ones that they seem to grow out of. Wilson drinks so much milk. Maybe he'll be really tall. Except you drink so much milk.
I mean, I don't think
really
the milk
small.
is what's going to make him really tall. Yes, he
Sean
will be
is
really tall.
That's true. My husband's 6'5". What do I use? So these are actually things that we sell in our shop, Very Good Mothers Club, because these are the exact things we use. They're from Mushy, right? All of it's from Mushy. And they're just really great products, and they suction to the table. And then if she needs water, here, you want some? I know some families use sippy cups. I just haven't known which cup to get. I think there's a brand called Lola. It looks really cool.
Yeah, people say that extra sippy cups are bad. I mean, like the Montessori moms, you know?
Okay.
Because it teaches kids that you can just like this. It doesn't teach them how to like drink from a cup.
I'm raising smart children.
Yeah, having them drink from a cup is actually better.
Look how smart she is. Oh my gosh, she's incredible. Yeah. This is the bib we use, but also lately she's been protesting the bib. Yeah, she's like, get off. To be really honest with you, most of the time I feed my kids.
She really doesn't know what to do with it. She's like, what is that?
I feed my kids without any clothes on. They don't have clothes on. I keep mine on. They take theirs off because they get so messy. Imagine we're all just sitting around without clothes. Mealtime again. Come on in. You know, toast, French fries. I think you're supposed to minimize the amount of sodium you give a baby, so maybe French fries aren't the go-to. Mashed potatoes she likes. But this girl will sit in a high chair and just go for it for a long period of time. She really likes fruit cut up into pieces. If the fruit has skin on it, like for example, this nectarine that I brought from home, then I cut the skin off. Look at her eyeing that. She's like, wait, are we gonna have that now? So
you don't have any teeth, little buddy.
Man, when she gets teeth, this is gonna be fun. You're amazing. So she just sits in a high chair and plays like this. Noodles, if you saw my little Instagram reel of her sitting and eating noodles by Becca's pool forever, that's fun. And rice she loves. This high chair we got from IKEA, super cheap. There are really, really cute high chairs in the world that are much more expensive. Oh, I don't know, sorry. I don't know if I'm in the shot. Our kitchen at home is not the most attractive thing you've ever seen anyway. So then it's really hard for me to feel like I should buy a really nice high chair. This thing is doing the trick, and we've used it for all 3 kids, and my sister used it for her daughter Loie. So this guy has served us very well, and I think it's like a $20 high chair from IKEA. It's not ugly. It's just not like the really cute ones you'll see, like this one. If your baby chokes, okay, well first off, your baby's gonna have a really great gag reflex. So it's gonna sometimes freak you out, and that's fine. When they start to eat something that's just not going in, they're gonna start gagging it out. Meanwhile, I'm doing something right now that I don't usually do, and I don't know how this will go. I just cut her huge pieces of a nectarine to hold and suck on because it's a super juicy, soft nectarine. I would not do this unless I was gonna sit and watch her really closely. And I never let her eat on the ground or like crawling around or anything. I think for little babies, their esophagus, it's like super tiny. So you don't want anything that could block it, and you want to make sure they're sitting upright. Also, it's helpful if whatever food you're giving them, you can smush between your fingers, then you know that it's okay. Aside from like Cheerios, because these things dissolve, toast she's gnawing on, but sometimes if it's too hard, I'll put puree on it. Say she is starting to choke. Here's what I do. I just pick her up, hold her upside down like this, and I just whack her. The commitment. But I just whack her. I go for it, and I hold her upside down, and the food falls out, thankfully, because there haven't been any like super freaky moments. And it's usually strawberries. Strawberries for some reason are the ones that she gets stuck on. Wow. She's Michael. I feel like when she's older, she'll either really love this video or really hate it. I love it. So easy snacks that we use. Soft fruit, berries all chopped up really small, Cheerios, puffs of any kind. They make a lot of different kinds of puffs, like white cheddar puffs. But I've been watching her with anything that has dairy in it because she has eczema right now, and I'm not sure why. And we want to try and get rid of that. More snacks that are easy to take with you. Rice rusks, they look like this. They're so good, so easy. She loves them. And then the baby pouches, and you can also get them where they like have a spoon attachment, or you can bring a spoon, or they can just suck on them. I know different babies have different preferences. Those are super easy to take with you. Also, our kids like dried strawberries, like the freeze-dried strawberries, but for her, I break them up really small. Do you want some more of that? And what else? Soup, like if I make soup, then I give her some of the soup to eat like this, or to pull different chunks out, because by the time it's soup, they're really soft and mushy. So like soft carrots, noodles, again, soft noodles and soup she likes. As with my other videos, I'm not a professional baby feeder. I am a full-time baby feeder. I feed this baby with my body and with my resources. But I don't want you to walk away from here and feed your baby something that I'm feeding in and have an issue and come back and say I led you astray. I don't want to lead anyone astray. This is more like if we're friends or if you're my sister, I'm telling you what I do, and hopefully that can help you make decisions for your family. If ever you have a real question about what is okay for your baby, you could just call your pediatrician and ask, is your baby allowed to have whatever it is? And they'll tell you, and they'll tell you with confidence, because they went to school for a long time to have the answer to that question. I've never gone to college, so here we are. Last night, something that went really well that I was surprised about was ground beef. I think it was ground beef or ground turkey. We gave her some of that and she loved it, but now she's a little bit older. I wouldn't have tried that when she was a little bit younger. Jules has no teeth, and my children don't seem to get teeth until they're older. Both Eloise and Wilson were a year old before they got their first tooth, and she is showing no signs of teeth coming in. I was someone who was really intimidated by the mess of feeding my baby. I just didn't like it. I don't like the cleanup, but she is the messiest one, and I've just embraced it, and I think it's actually teaching her how to eat. She's gotten much better at like feeding herself with a spoon, and feeding herself with a spoon, and she's just showing you right now her skills. Really, just overzealous of the spoon. Here, let's not do that. Having them eat naked is a good tip, and then throwing them in the bath, or I usually just dangle her in the sink right after and wipe her down, and she likes that. People are a bit judgy about feeding babies. I remember with Eloise asked me, like, so how's your baby eating? What does she eat? Does she eat spinach? Does she eat spinach soup? I remember that being a real question. Someone asked me if my baby eats spinach soup, as if I make spinach soup. I don't make spinach soup. I did actually learn how to make spinach soup after that person asked me that, because I thought that that was a qualification of being a mom. But I turned out I don't like it. So anyway, just know that people are judgy. It's probably because we're all a bit insecure and we hope we're not ruining our kids. So you don't have to worry about that. There's a really great baby food maker that we have at our house that we use from time to time. I think it's Bayaba. Bayaba's baby puree food machine. Sure, that's not what it's called, but it is Bayaba, and you can put the food in it, it steams it for you, and then it has a blade in it for you to blend it. Really easy. So easy, actually, that Becca comes over and makes herself single batches of mashed potatoes to eat.
Specifically sweet potato mashed
Sweet
potatoes.
potato mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it's so easy. I need one for myself.
You're gonna have it after I'm done. So there are tools. If you want to be really good at making your baby food, you can definitely do that easily. Otherwise, there's lots of pouch options available in the world. Some that are really clean, and you can find them with ingredients that you'll just be so happy about, and then others that are really affordable and hopefully good for your baby, but who knows in this world, you know? So anyway, there's lots of options for feeding your baby. Here you go. And one time someone who was really all about baby-led weaning told me that her style is just whatever she's making for herself and her partner, that's what she's feeding her baby to, and that the baby's just learning this is what we're having for dinner. And I kind of like that. I don't do that in all like fullness, I guess. There's times when my baby doesn't eat what Sean and I are eating, but I do try and think like that. If there's anything in my meal that she can try, then I try and give her the opportunity to do that. And she's still breastfeeding. She was both taking formula and just poured on herself. What a Montessori kid, you know? It's an opportunity to learn what gravity does when you tip water. She was both formula and breastfed, and now she's just breastfeeding in the morning and at night, occasionally during the day, but pretty rarely. She breastfeeds before bed, and she breastfeeds when she wakes up in the morning, and that's pretty much it. Oh, before she sleeps, I jam pack her with food. I want this girl to be so happily full. Oatmeal mixed with banana, mixed with like mashed applesauce or something, or really anything. I just want her to go to bed with a full belly, because I find that she sleeps much better if she does. And her sleeping right now, because we went pretty disciplined about the sleep training, is pretty good. So she'll go to sleep around, it varies between like 6:30 and 7:30, but she'll go to sleep, and then she sometimes wakes up at like 5 a.m. for a feeding, but typically not. Typically she'll make it until like 6 or 6:30, and that's when she starts her day. Yeah, so I think that feeding her a lot before bed has helped her to sleep through the night. Yeah, if you love to be clean, I know, I think I'm gross compared to some moms. Some families are much better at being clean than me, but they make these mats you can put underneath your high chair, so then when you go to clean up after, it's like you just pick up the mat and clean that off, and then you can clean this off, and you can clean this off, and it's all done. I just sweep the floor at my house. If you have a dog and your dog's allowed to eat the food, that helps so much. Meredith, my sister's dogs, eat the food after the kids eat, and I think that is so lucky, but we don't have a dog, so we can't do that.
I'll say this.
Tell me.
I've fed a lot of kids, especially at this age stuff, and no matter how clean people's houses are, their high chairs are always gross.
Yeah, high chairs
it's just
are
inevitable.
disgusting. Yeah, and
you know?
restaurant high chairs too.
Yeah.
They're hard to clean.
Yeah, they are hard to clean, but it's also just
It's
inevitable,
part of life,
you know?
yeah.
So I think you try your best, but
Yeah.
you don't need to make yourself crazy over keeping their
And
state.
it's just a stage. They get cleaner as they go.
And probably like the more like this kind of eating they do, the cleaner they'll be eventually, because if you just feed them always, they're not going to learn to use spoons and blah, blah, blah,
that's
and they're
true.
going to be like crazy.
Yeah. Okay, I hope that helps you guys. I think you're going to do even better than I did, and I think that you'll probably have tips for me, and if you do, you could leave them in the comments, because other people are going to watch this video and learn from you. So, thank you for watching our video. Thank you for being here. Such a pleasure to have you, and we will see you soon. Bye. Bye.